Hey guys, this is going to be my inbox review for my entry into the 75th anniversary Kursk group build hosted by Mike Cohen and Nigel Wells. As promised, I said I was going to do an inbox review of both kits, basically the figure set as well as the kit itself that I'm going to be basing my subject on. So without further ado, we'll go with this. First off, we've got the figure set from Dragon. Set number 6214, which is the Panzer Crew LAH Division, Russia 1943. Now I'm possibly going to put a few figures with this kit just to give it a sense of scale and obviously add to the scene. It's only going to be a little vignette, as it were, nothing elaborate really. So without further ado, we'll have a look. As you can see on the front box here, you've got the lovely illustration of all the figures in tow with their camo, as you can see here. So that's going to be something that I'm going to be quite a challenge, but something I'm going to be interested in doing. Although I might do the commander figure in plain Panzer Black, as it were. So I'm probably going to have to do a little bit of research there, going to try and depict that it's going to be Michael Whitman. Kit number, in case you want to get hold of this, is 6214. Okay, so if you want to make a note of that, by all means do so. As I say, it's Russia 1943, which is the exact year that the Battle of Kursk took place. And I think it was a case they were just actually introducing these camo uniforms at the time, as opposed to the old Panzer Black. And as you can see here, you've got a colour guide as to how the actual figures will be painted and the pattern on the bottom here. So you've got the plain tree number 5 summer pattern, or you've got the oak leaf A summer pattern. So basically I'm going to have to do a little bit of research and find out which was the most appropriate. Again, you've also got a parts guide so you can easily assemble it. There is no instructions with these, unfortunately, so if you were thinking there isn't. It's just a case you've got all the part numbers, as you can see here, and then just run by that. It's quite straightforward really. And let's have a look at the contents of the box as well. Now this set was actually sent to me by a fellow modelling buddy who's actually taken part in the Kursk group build. That's Rick Connor, who's actually doing the Flak 88. So if you want to have a look at his build, check it out on the actual Kursk group build Facebook page. Okay. So unfortunately they're not resealable bags, so I'm going to have to cut the ends. So if it's rattling a bit, you'll have to bear with me. Now where did I put the scissors? Ah, here they are. Here we go. I'm going to be careful because I don't want to lose any parts. And they've also got some etch brass to go with their uniform as well, which I've got a feeling is their belts. Let's have a look. Not doing a very good job of this, but hey. Hang on. Let me try and cut that so I can get it out of the bag a lot easier. There we go. Oops, I'll just drop the etch brass on the floor. There we go, got it. Yeah, this is basically all their belts, as it were, on their uniform. So that's a little bit of added detail there. That's going to be fun to put around them, but we'll give it a good go anyway. So let's pop that over there. In fact, I might put that in some bubble wrap so it doesn't get damaged. And here is the first sprue with all the sculpt of the figures. I mean, just look how beautifully sculpted the folds and the trousers are. It is just so crisp and so clear. It really is first rate. And even on the torso, if I get it up the right way, you can see there, look at the detail on it. It's absolutely exquisite. Even the sculpt on the faces, beautifully caught, as you can see there. Okay, and obviously you got various parts which go on. I think these are actually, yeah, the belt clips, which you can see here. Now look at that for amazing detail. Absolutely superb. We'll excuse the noise in the background, it's just when my housemate is cooking his dinner, so bear with us on that. But again, the sculpt in the arms is absolutely beautiful, and that will come out beautiful with some highlighting and a bit of a wash. Okay, so that's that. You've also got an extra set of figures here, which I wasn't aware of. So I think that's the traditional Panzer crew. So Rick, thank you very much, buddy. I wasn't expecting that. So yeah, that's an added bonus. So I've actually got the original Panzer crew here as well. So thank you, Rick. You certainly did surprise me there, bud. Anyway, let's have a look at these as well. There we go. And look at the detail, if I get it here, in the uniform. Even got the piping on the actual epaulets as well. That is exquisite. So Rick, thank you very much, my friend. That is brilliant. And again, the sculpt on the faces is exquisite. So there we go. And they've even got the Knight's Cross there, I think, on his uniform. Is that the one? Yeah, it might be. Yep. As you can see here on this particular figure, you got the Knight's Cross there, and all the various epaulets, etc. And again, with the sculpting and the legs, it is absolutely exquisite. So Rick, thank you very much, my friend. That is brilliant. I wasn't expecting this. And again, the sculpt on the faces is just so lifelike. It is brilliant. So thanks, buddy. I really appreciate that, my friend. I really, really do. That is going to be an added bonus. Really it is. So thank you. So that's the figure set. Now I'll move on to the actual tiger itself. And I'm just going to put this etch brass back in these figures again. Oh hello, we've got something else here as well. A little clear thing. I don't know what that's for, but you get a little clear thing. Don't know what it's for, but And then obviously there's a little correction here. Oh, I see. Not sure what this is about. So if anybody knows, just put some a note in the chat, okay? So there you go. That's that set there. So I'm going to just put them back in the bag so I don't lose it, any of this. There we go. That's the figure set looked at. The crew. Pop that back in there. The good thing with these kits is that with these figures, if you don't use them all, you can always use them for another build. So that is an added bonus, really. So again, Rick, thank you very much, my friend. That is really, really appreciated. Right, moving on to what we are most interested in, and it's Cyber Hobbies Tiger 1 early production, Michael Whitman, 13th Panzer Regiment, 1st Operation Citadel, July 1943, and this is the colour scheme. The classic colour scheme you've got for a Kursk Tiger, with the Dunkelgelb and Dunkelgrün. This kit obviously came out around about 2006 when Dragon were at their height, where you used to get all the goodies such as the metal etch barrels, brass etch, metal barrels, magic tracks, that everything. I've actually got the added bonus of having DS tracks as well as magic tracks in this as well, so I'm sort of tossing up which to use. I'll probably end up going the easy route and doing DS, knowing me. The kit number is 6350. If you're looking for one, but I do warn you, these are very rare and very sought after by kit collectors now, so you're looking about 200 plus, really. And then on the other side, you've got all the CAD drawings for various parts of the actual kit itself, as you can see here. Okay, and then obviously you've got the side illustration on the side of the box as well. Okay. And then more CAD drawings of various aspects of the kit again, including the magic tracks right here. Okay, let's get the instruction sheet out. And as you can see, the box is absolutely packed with stuff. It really, really is. And here's the instruction sheet. Again, you got the box art on the top there, and then obviously all the blue areas indicated are parts that you're not going to be using on this particular model of the kit, so they can be used as spares, and they do come in handy, I can tell you. So first off, as is normally the case with Dragon instructions, you've got all the symbol guides here for your build, colour callouts, which again are done in Model Master and Mr. Hobby Colour. And then the first, as is usual with the process of building this kit, is the assembly of all the running gear, the sprockets, the idler wheel, and all the running wheels, as you can see here. And then the next process is obviously fitting all the torsion bars into the interior of the Tiger. Okay. And then after that is done, you then get all the suspensions arms put onto the assembly. Obviously one going one direction, one going another. So check your references on that, okay guys? And then obviously you've got the front part of the final drive, which goes into the side of the actual lower hull. And the idler wheel as well. Well, the idler arm, okay. Then they're telling you to put all the running gear on. Again, with this, I would leave it until the very last process of the build, okay? Because it's going to make life so much easier for you in the long run. Again, then you then put the back plate on, obviously, and various lumps and bumps, as you can see here. And obviously then the next thing to do is assemble the exhaust stacks, as you can see here, and silencers. Then you've got the tow bars which go on the front, and the assembly of the actual housing for the exhaust shrouds. Put them on the back along with the exhaust shrouds and the engine compartment there, which you can see. And you've got the tow arm on the side, on the back plate as well, and it's showing you the assembly of that. Then you've got the assembly of the actual jack, and I know this one off by heart. It is a bit fiddly, but it's worth it in the end, guys, okay? And then that obviously goes onto the back plate along with the rear mudguards and the toolbox, or ammunition box as it were. Here they're telling you to cut various aspects of the kit off. Again, I would do your reference material. In fact, it's probably better to do your research, particularly on this vehicle, before you do anything like that. And again is the sub-assembly of the actual ammunition pack there as well. I think you actually use a little bit of the etched brass as well on this one. Then you've got the cooling fans which go onto the engine decks, as you can see here, all assembled, and then go on the back of the actual Tiger, which is normally the case, and then the side plates go onto the lower hull. And then the next process is the actual gunner's hatch there. You can either have it shut or closed. It's entirely up to you how you have it. Personally, I would leave all these sub-assemblies until you actually put the actual deck onto the lower hull first, because it's going to save you a lot of time and a lot of trouble. Okay. Then you got the assembly of the engine hatch here with the actual jack arms, as you can see here. Then part of the fighter filter system, which goes on the back of the engine access panel here. Then you got the MG34, which goes into the frontal armour along with the sky, and you've got various bits of etched brass there as well, and the sub-assembly of the actual MG34 there. Okay, and then the assembly of the driver's hatch, which you can see here. This is just various aspects of one of the toolbars where you put all the etched brass and I think tool clamps on if you want to. Okay, I think it's an essential with this kit possibly. And as you can see, it's telling you where to put the clamps on the various aspects of the tools. Okay, the assembly of the front headlamps, as you can see here. And then obviously you've got the access air vent for the engines, which goes on. Tools go onto the actual upper deck, as it were, along with the engine access hatches and air filters. They're pretending to put the etch brass in the sides here. Personally, I wouldn't really worry about that, because by the time you get the etch brass grills on the top, you're not going to see it anyway, so it's entirely up to you. Alright. Next process, again, they're telling you to put the various FIFO filters together. Then you've got the barrel rods there. They're telling you to cut those pits off. Again, need to do your research, as it were. Not quite sure what... Oh, this is the tool clamps, or the clamps for the tow bars, as it were. Okay. And then you've got the... I think these are the... I've forgotten what they call those now. Let me think. No, Brian's gone blank. I'll have to do a bit more research into my targets. I thought I knew everything. Oh no, I think these are mine things. I'm not sure. They go on the various sides of the Tiger. It's particularly the early version. Then your tow bars go down. I think there's little bits of wire for this. I'm not sure. And then obviously you've got the allocation of where they go. I think there's smoke filters. I'm not sure. Then you've got the FIFOs which go on the back, along with the actual tubes, as it were. The deck goes down, frontal plate goes down onto the lower hull, and then you've got the assembly of the FIFOs here, which go onto the back of the vehicle. And then at the front here, I'm not sure what they're indicating. I think there's some tool clamps which go either side. You have to cut the parts off either side for that. Then you got the assembly of the actual gun, the 88. Now I'm not sure, but you've got a metal barrel, or you've got the alternative for using a plastic one. Okay, it's entirely up to you. And then that obviously goes onto the front mantlet, and then obviously the breech as well. Okay, that is then fitted onto the shell basket, and then you obviously got the loaders and the commander's seats there, which go on the interior of the actual turret, which is in 2 halves as opposed to the normal 1 half. So you're going to have a little bit of filling to do on the back there, I'm afraid. I'll probably use a little bit of sprue glue. And then you got the assembly of the loader's hatch here, and then you've got the gun, I think that's the vision port, which goes either side, and then the assembly of the hatch, the loader's hatch, which goes on the top of the turret, as you can see here, the mechanism for it as well. And then obviously you got this little bar which goes in between that and the turret, and then you put the optics inside, which are the vision ports again, when they're an interior of the Tiger. And then obviously you've got to make sure that the cut or whatever it is at the right angle. So there you go. And then obviously the turret lid goes on. Then it's the assembly of the commander's cupola with the vision ports as well, which goes in. Then you've got the rear turret bin, which goes on and is assembled along with some authenticated padlocks. Wow, there you go. And I've not seen that before. Then the assembly of the spare tracks, which go on the side of the turret there, and then obviously you've got another rod which goes onto the main vehicle. And this is basically how they're telling you to put the clamps on the actual tow arm, tow bar as it were, and then the assembly of the magic tracks here with a little plastic part there to give it the right angle of sag, as it were. And that is very much basically your instruction sheet. So there you go. Now I'm not going to go through every part of this kit because it's going to take too long, but anyway, there's your colour call out. The one solitary Tiger that you do, which is Whitman's early Tiger, Operation Citadel, LSSSAH, Kursk 1943, 1331, with all the colour call outs of Dunkel Gelb and Dunkel Grum. Okay, so that's that. The first brew is all obviously the firefalls, as you can see here, sprockets, mantlet. Again, you got the engine hatch here, and there is some nice texture on there, although you can't see it through the bag, as you can see. And then you got the interior part with the I think hang on, let me think, fuel cells. You've actually got some texture on the top here as well, which is very nicely caught. There's your air inlet as well for the fans, and then you've got the fans on the back here. These are the engine fans, hatches for the commander and loader's hatch. There's your MG34, as you can see there. Other parts of the kit and lumps and bumps, as it were. Your road wheels, and there's quite a few sets for these on a Tiger. I think there are about 48 wheels on a Tiger, if I'm correct, or was it 45? I can't remember. And then you got your torsion bars right here, as you can see. Side skirts, these I'm going to basically cut and possibly dent them, etc. May have one or two skirts missing on that, because this did happen now and again, because obviously I used to get everything thrown at them during in the battlefield. You got your sprocket here, not quite sure what that one is. I think that might be one of your rods that goes through the barrel. Tool clamps, your exhaust shrouds, and I'm probably going to get them bent and drilled up just to know as though it's got shell holes, because they used to get bent and God knows what, and dinked and everything. Then you got parts of the actual exhaust stubs here and silencers. This is basically the tool that you can use for getting the sag on the Magic tracks here. And then you got the rear mud guards, front plate, side plates, which you can see here, rear plate, and it's got a nice bit of mould welding texture on it as well. Front part, the final drive, turret part, turret lid, sides part of the lids, ammunition box. Yeah, very nicely moulded and crisp, I can tell you. And then obviously you've got another mantlet here, various parts of the breech and the barrel that you can see here. This is in case you want to use it from the plastic part. And there's your shell basket right there. This is an old sprue again with another spare mantlet, but again you might not necessarily use it, and more than likely these are going to be used for spares anyway. Okay. Spare tracks, as you can see here, and then obviously you got the you got to assemble them up as well. Torsion bars, and the good old Magic tracks, which you can see here. And I've got some DS tracks here. I must admit they're not bad. Beautiful detail. Not bent or dinked, so I may well use those. And then obviously you've got the actual lower hull. Again, nice crisp clear detail. You've got the escape engine hatches here. Again, nice side detail with the texturing, etc. There you are. And the good old Dragon card, which you can see here. We've got your decals, you've got all your tool clamps, etc. Tools, commander's cupola, that for your tow bars, and your optics right there. And obviously the one for the cupola and the driver's hatch, which you can see. Unfortunately, they don't do this anymore, which is a great shame, because I think this is where Dragon have lost their way, really. They're charging the same prices, and you don't even get a Dragon card anymore. Tut tut, Dragon. And then obviously you've got part of the rear engine deck here, and the tool box, another spare ammunition box there. Actually, it's got some nice wood grain detail, so I may well use that one. And then obviously part of the FIFO system and the FIFO filters here. Okay. More spare parts. Another part for the interior of the deck, where the engine fans are. These I don't know why they tell you to put them on, because when you get them on it will not fit, so I wouldn't even worry about that if I were you. And again, right here, fine drilled metal barrel. You've got all the etched brass grills, metal boat toe arms, etc., and even the antennae, which is a nice touch as well, and the spring for the recoil on the barrel. And then obviously you've got the turret, which comes in 2 halves. Now why they've got a spare part there, I'm not sure. Yeah, not quite sure about that, but again, that'd be handy as a spare. Top of the turret here, again, there's nice texture here where you've got the seam lines, weld seam lines, loader's hatch, part of the exhaust system again, part of the commander's cupola with the sights through there, etc. So yeah, very nice. And again, no spare parts, but there you got the toe arms, rear mud guards, side plates. I think the other ones that I saw there were for an initial, so they will become spare parts. Again, got an ammunition pack here, and then obviously you've got the front plate as well, barrel rods, starter crank right there. So obviously what they used to do is put the bar in and then just wind it up until the engine started. So yeah, and there's the bar, in fact, for this crank handle, which you can see. And then there's your exhaust stubs as well. More spare parts. There's the parts for the jack, which you can see here. Part of the toe arm system there. Obviously put the brass onto that. More again. And more torsion bars. That's the front plate. And you've got a cover there for the gun. Now I'm going to check out if Whitman's actually did have that. And if it did, then I'm going to use that. And then spare plates here. Again, they can be used on any other build. So there you go, same texture and quality again, loader's hatch, etc. So that will come in handy for another kit. And again, you've got another turret bin here, etc. And then obviously the upper deck, which you can see here. More sprockets, more exhausts. Vision port for the actual driver's hatch, and then obviously got the toe arms, toe bars there as well, and then you obviously got the idler wheel up here as well. And on the bottom here you got the bottom part of the exhaust shrouds, and there's some nice weld detail on those as well. And then finally you got the engine grills. So there you go. So basically, guys, that's what you get in this kit. You get it absolutely stacked to the hilt, and it's got so many ruddy spares, it's untrue. There's a wealth of stuff in these old cyber hobby kits, I'll tell you. I've got to just remember how it all went back. But it's a lovely, lovely kit, and it was at the time when Dragon were at their height. Well, cyber hobby and Dragon were at their height. Sadly, it is no more. I don't know why they don't do the same old Dragon cards. It's a great shame, because you used to get so much with this, and this really was what sold the kits at the time. So yeah, it's a great shame that they've lost their way, really. And if you look at the way Takum are going, Meng, everybody else, they are really catching up with them. And I hate to say it, but I think Dragon, sadly, have seen their day. Anyway, I'm trying to get this all back in now. It's going to be a nightmare. Right, I think I've got it all back in. Hang on, bear with me. There you go. And I will get started on this kit as soon as I finish this video. So there you go. That is going to be the kit that I shall be entering into the Kursk group build. I hope you enjoyed the inbox review of both kits. Where's the other one? I'll put it down. Now here we go. So this is my contribution towards the Kursk group build. It's going to be Michael Whitman's 1331 Tiger with crew. So there you go. Anyway, that's it for now, guys. So until the next time, get kit crazy, happy modelling, and I'll speak to you soon. Cheers.